This is Emotion Art. Life's a bumpy ride, isn't it? It's full of unexpected twists that leave you parched for something genuine, something that sticks to you like a well-brewed story. Dirt Road Brewing in Philomath gets that. Their beers are crafted by folks who turn homebrew dreams into a community lifeline. Chuck built this place with that spark, and he just finished expanding the pub to make room for the community and the chaos we all crave. Carl organizes the kind of entertainment that turns strangers into old friends. Remember Carl's episode? That guy's energy. Hosting lively evenings, pulling people in for laughs over the IPAs and the sours. We felt that energy at the annual Dirt Road Street Party. Our podcast booth was humming with all the live music, food trucks, bounce house, and through it all that rare magic of neighbors connecting. It's Chuck's vision, a spot where detours lead to belonging. Check them out, dirtroadbrewing.com. They're right off Main Street in Philomath. Grab a pint. Definitely tell them Emotion Art sent you. Because all the best paths are unpaved. And at Dirt Road, they come with a side of community you didn't even know you needed. Okay, we love Dirt Road. And now to introduce one of the Dirt Road characters. This is a conversation with Kate. I haven't known Kate very long, but I am loving the conversations. We go deep, talk about religion, talk about morality, talk about community. That's where all the conversations end up, back at community. That's something that we are starting to see a lot more vision for here at This is Emotion Art. It's just building community in whatever ways we can find when we're walking through the minutes. And I think Kate is looking at the world in the same way. So where else could our conversations go? Thank you so much for your time, Kate. Not just for this conversation, but for all of them. I really appreciate you. This is a good one. Enjoy it.
Welcome to Emotion Art.
Emotion Art, where we sit down and make art.
Emotion Art.
Creative energy moving outward in conscious expression of feeling.
Emotion Art.
Emotion Art.
Emotion Art.
Emotion because we are literally made of emotion. Art because everything we do wants to be art. Emotion Art. Feels.
Emotion Art. It's all beautiful. Emotion Art. Emotion.
A space for emotional art. Creative energy moving outward in conscious expression.
Emotion Art.
An emotion art gallery.
This is Emotion Art.
You're welcome.
I was not a sound person. I was really more of a light person.
Would you say that you were unsound?
I've often been called unsound, but
Okay. Fantastic. That's what I needed.
We can have the different tunes. You can do a tuna fish, so you can have all the different types of consonants and sounding.
Really? Tunes?
Yeah. Tuna fish.
Then you free associated to tuna fish?
Tuna fish is one of my favorite words because it's got t and the n and it's and the sh and all of those things are there.
Consonant syllables you like.
The different ways of words.
Okay. I think we're good. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Angela. That's Angela, everybody. You're welcome. Yay. She got a standing applause from the imaginary audience. And we are recording.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting off a conversation that neither of us have any idea about.
This is a true statement. Yes.
We've talked, 3 times now, and I have so thoroughly enjoyed the conversations we've had. In fact, we just met you last week, I believe, at Dirt Road.
I believe that's to be true. Yes, Dirt Road.
I mean, in hindsight, I've seen you there before because you're there playing trivia sometimes. But Frankie brought you over. And as soon as I felt your energy, I knew I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, she was like, "You need to come over and talk." And
Uh-huh.
and these are the folks I wanted you to meet. And then we just talked, and it was a great table of just all sorts of interesting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Several other people got involved.
Yes.
I really like to meet people from the local community because, I mean, I've lived here for more than 20 years, and I actually don't know much of the community. I've kind of lived a life apart. I've held myself apart. That comes at a cost.
Why?
Well, because then if you hold yourself apart from a community, then it limits how much you can be involved in it. Like Philomath.
Yeah. And
which
that
is a
is
fantastic community.
that is a huge cost. But my why is more of, why did you hold yourself apart?
That's the question I've been asking for a long time.
Why?
I feel like it's because I was afraid that I didn't fit in. I was afraid that I wasn't a part. I didn't believe I was a part. I believed that I was bad. And I had to constantly be trying to better myself, and the world around me was bad. And so any involvement I had with the world around me was going to basically make me more bad.
As opposed to having the good in you impacting the rest of the world to make it good.
As opposed to letting the Holy Spirit cleanse my evil mind from all of my impure thoughts and ways and become more and more Christ-like until finally I could die and be worthy of spending eternity in the presence of God. That's why.
Okay, hold on, because now we've got the Holy Spirit cleansing everything, and we went there. Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you asked the question.
I did, yeah. And that the idea that the Holy Spirit might keep you from community?
No.
Okay.
But the Holy Spirit is a very subtle, gentle force. And it is so easy to, the language I had was quench it, to quench that spirit, to quench that voice, to still the voice. And then you're just left to your own devices of your own incredibly wicked, confusing brain and deceitful heart. You can't trust either of them. So without that Holy Spirit,
then you're separated from community and separated from
correct,
everything.
So,
and you live in your own living hell.
Because I don't want to be separated from community, I have to keep myself separated from community. It's a conundrum.
It's a circular. You got a catch-22 going on there.
Yeah. The more self-aware I become, the more I realize what a catch-22 I've lived my entire life in. And it's really nice to be kind of coming out the other side, being like, oh, I'm only stuck because I've decided I'm stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we make our own catch-22s.
We do.
We're super good at it.
We are very good at it.
Yeah. I'm not saying our mind's not deceitful. I'm just saying the way I thought of deceit and desperately wicked. I mean, what else could desperately wicked mean? Does it say the mind is or the heart is? For the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? And that's a whole interesting conversation for me, where the difference in the Bible talking about the mind and the heart. Because I think a lot about, because I have thoughts, I have a conscious, I have a subconscious, and then I have an unconscious. Like, to me, I feel like there's more than two, even, mind and heart. The physical experience and then spiritual, but then there's many levels beyond that.
Yeah.
Chemicals, thoughts, dreams, emotions. Like, where does the one stop and the other start?
And I think I've heard you even talk about that in terms of it goes around in circles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The idea of the chemicals and the thoughts and the emotions all get together and they go around and they impact each other, because we're complex human beings and we impact each other.
And which causes which?
Yeah. We could very well be thoughts and emotions and chemicals ourselves.
And are.
And are. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Kate.
Yes, Michael.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, because I'm not the only one involved in this conversation. And so I have to think on behalf of all the other people in the room listening to us. On their behalf. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Kate.
Hi, Kate.
I am a complex human being who is on an adventure in this universe. I am many labels. Some have changed over time. There was a song by Jessica Andrews, who I am, and she did this. I am Rosemary's granddaughter, blah, blah, blah.
I know that song.
Okay. And I was like, oh, okay, well, if I change Rosemary to Gertrude, and
Okay.
I'm the spitting image of my father.
Okay.
I am clueless and I'm clumsy, and I have friends who love me. I'm oblivious in many ways and observant in others, and yeah, all those fun things.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I've got a lifetime of experiences. I was thinking about ages of people in conversation and the waypoints. It's almost like a waypoints on a journey. Because if we were having this conversation when I was 21, 26, 35, 45, 50, there'd be different conversations going on. It would be quite fascinating.
When you were 50?
When I was 50, yes.
Now I want to know how old you are.
I am 57.
Okay. I was just like, you cannot be much older than 50. No possible way.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Well, I always try to be kind. No, that's just true. Yeah. You've kept the stress in your life to as much of a minimum as you have been able to.
Less so now than some past years, but yeah.
Less stress now?
Less stress now.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing that ages like stress.
No, that is a very true statement.
Stress and smoking.
And sun, actually, if you're not wearing your sunscreen, you can have a lot of lines from that.
A little bit more superficial aging from the sun.
Yes.
Stress ages everything.
Every organ in your body.
intensely.
Yes.
And so does smoking.
Yeah. Well, yes. Have you ever smoked?
Yeah. I still smoke some.
This is an interesting part for us to have a conversation about. I don't think this has ever popped up in our three conversations.
In our 3 conversation,
In
it's
our
never popped up.
In our 3 conversations, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I smoke.
Yeah.
I want to stop.
Hmm.
It feels like smoking is a very good definition when I think of what is sin.
What is sin?
Sin is when you do something that you shouldn't do. You know you shouldn't do it, and you do it anyway. Every time that I smoke, my lungs tell me I should not be doing this. And I intentionally, it's almost like I'm polluting a ecosystem. I am dumping pollutants into a very incredibly amazing ecosystem. And every time I do it, I try to be very conscious of that feeling of sin. Like, this is what sin is. This is what sin feels like. Because I don't want to live a life that is in conflict with who I want to be, with who I feel like I should be. I don't want to do that. But change takes time, and it's hard and it's messy. So all I really can do is just be aware of that this isn't who I want to be.
I think that's a very human experience. Even Paul, right? Paul talks about, why do I do what I don't want to do, and why do I not do what I want to do?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, even Jesus, I think, expressed it in calling out, asking, why have you forsaken me? And just like, at least there was a conflict of experiencing a conflict in there.
Yeah, definitely. You have asked me on a number of occasions, more than once. It wasn't just like I'm asking you and then we're going to throw the answer away, but you've asked me, are you a Christian?
This is just a question that's just so present in my mind right now.
Yeah. Are you a Christian?
Yes. Are you a Christian?
And I have answered it. Just boom. I got my answer.
Yeah,
I'm going to send it.
You did.
And
like, I went to seminary.
I went to seminary.
Yeah.
I've given sermons. I've been standing up in front of different churches. I wanted to go to Bible college right out of high school, and my parents were smart enough to tell me, you need to go get a liberal arts education, and then we'll talk about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That changes the story a little bit.
Oh, well, there's a number of things in there, and it was a very good thing for me to do that. I brought that up because I've been thinking about that I answer that question very quickly, but I've never really asked you what you mean. What does Christian mean to you? Because I'm answering what my definition is, and I've realized that I'm answering my definition.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a follower of Christ.
Yeah. And that's what every time I ask this question of myself or anybody else around me, it always comes back to that. What does it mean? It's who are you asking? Who's answering? What do you mean by Christian? Everybody has, at least everybody who has an answer, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, which to me makes sense. We talk about personal relationships with Jesus, right? When you talk about Christians, sometimes that phrase will come up. I think, are any of your personal relationships the same?
Yeah. And is anyone else's personal relationship with that person the same as yours?
Right?
No. So why would it be any different there?
Why would it be any different?
Yeah. I guess the block in me, and the reason I'm exploring this is because my entire life, it's been a us versus them. Just intensely. And it's so deeply rooted in my psyche, my subconscious. I'm trying to get those, trace those roots all the way through.
The us versus them?
The us versus them. Maybe I'm not articulating this well.
Are you part of the tribe or not?
It's, yeah. And it's like the roots that I'm tracing are the ones of, I guess, what does it mean to be a Christian? Because for a minute, like 12 years ago, a long time ago, I said, I'm not a Christian. But almost immediately after that, I said, but I'm not a Christian. So I guess I'm just now starting to really ask that question, and I'm a messy question asker. So I just ask a lot and talk about it a lot and never come to any conclusions, but all of a sudden it feels resolved. That's how it works for me.
Okay.
And I think that where I'm coming towards in all of the conversations, how my dad answered, how my stepmom answered, how, some of my family have answered this question, and outside of my family too. And I'm starting to realize that only you can answer that. And it's only for you.
I don't know if you can see it or not, but just a big grin on my face.
Oh, I can see that grin on your face. Yeah.
Because it is a personal relationship. You and God got to have that conversation.
And that's the dilemma, because I know God like I know this room. It just exists. God just exists. My knowledge of God is not like this fanciful networking together of ideas that I've picked up in books and places, but it feels like such a betrayal of who I've always seen God to be, maybe. The bearded God of justice, the Father, the All-Father sitting in the sky, and I mean, I joke, but there's truth there.
Yeah.
We all see it a little differently, but maybe I'm having a hard time accepting what I am feeling to be true. It's like, can I really accept as truth because it's so abstract.
It is.
My entire life, it's all been finite, defined, rigid, structured.
Black, white,
us,
them,
yeah,
in, out, heaven, hell, left, right, up, down,
narrow, wide.
All those. It is or it isn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. How do you go from that to a realization that it is way messier, way more complex? Why would we even think it was simple?
Because it's not safe if it's not.
It's not safe.
It's dangerous. What if there's things you're not seeing? What if you don't see the whole thing? What if something comes at you from back there? You got to see it all.
Well, but you can't. I mean, again, we'll quote Paul again. You only see in part. You see in part. I see in part. Your part that you're seeing, I'm seeing. They are not the same parts. Because we are not in the same places. We don't have the same perspectives. We don't have the same lenses. We might not even have the same words.
Well, and if we do, the words are just collections of sound waves.
Yeah.
They only mean what we imagine them to mean.
Yeah.
What I hear you saying is that humans are not meant to see the whole thing. They're meant to be a hive perception, a hive, they're meant to be a hive. They're meant to be a community. And the person that I was before, I thought that to be in community, you had to be with people who saw the same thing as you saw. And number one, no one does.
No.
Even if it's close, you always get disappointed. And number two, if you can find that kind of community, then you're fucked. Because y'all are only seeing one thing, and humans cannot survive only seeing what they can see.
And if you're seeing one thing and all of a sudden you have that moment where you're like, but wait, I have this little thing over here that doesn't fit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I have to go? I'm not part here anymore? I mean, now I'm just having that vision of A Wrinkle in Time where they're all bouncing the ball exactly the same. Everybody's together.
Oh, I love that book.
Yeah. Yeah, we're rereading A Wind in the Door right now,
Yeah.
just for fun.
Yeah. Oh, I love those books. Yeah, that's quite a vivid image of bouncing the ball in sync. That's what you get. But that's not what you get with humans, because humans simply are not the same, and they are creative. They can't help but be creative beings.
Yeah, and the idea of community, if everybody in the community is thinking and acting and bouncing the ball in the same way, and it's not community, that's almost automation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say automation feels correct.
yeah.
And if you have to have automation, if you have to be an automaton, do it in a work environment. Do it in an environment that you can turn off at the end of the day, not in one that is your whole life. And definitely don't grow up in one.
No.
Like, what's wrong with you? Stop growing up in environments that expect you to be an automaton.
Yeah, I have a very hard time sticking to a single label,
Yeah.
sticking to a single space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you come from?
I grew up in Wheaton, Illinois, home of the Billy Graham Center. We had 154 churches, and that didn't include the Catholic
What?
ones because the Catholics didn't count, which was
Where
hard.
your parents were from there too?
No, my parents, we were originally from New Jersey.
Okay. I am starting to understand this whole liberal arts Bible school conundrum a little better. Huh. So you were a product of your environment, and your parents were like, okay, we love you the way you are. Were you loved the way you were?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we love you the way you are, and we also want you to experience everything the world has to offer. So please do this.
Before you go off the deep end, yeah.
Just try this too.
Yeah.
Also.
Because my mom was Catholic.
Okay.
My dad was Presbyterian, but not a practicing one.
Okay.
All sorts of stories from how they got together.
Did you guys go to mass growing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom, my grandmother, who also lived with us, my grandmother was probably the most Catholic person in our whole family, went to mass, got involved in a Pentecostal church when I was in high school. On Sundays, my mornings were I would go to Pentecostal service at the Assembly of God. And then I would take people from the church and we would go over to mass because I needed them to see that it was just a different way of worshiping God. And then I would spend the afternoon doing whatever I needed to do for school. And then I would go back to Assembly of God for the evening service. Sundays were very busy, very busy.
Who were you
days.
trying to show that it's just a different way of worshiping God? Were you trying to show that to the Catholic people, or to
the Assembly of God folks?
Why did you start going to that church? Were you trying to make a connection, or were you kind of rebelling, or was it like?
We didn't have gangs; we had youth groups, and that was the youth group I got involved in.
Oh,
yeah. It was my best friends, what we were doing.
Got it.
And it fit, and interestingly, it was where I could feel emotion, where I was allowed to express. So it was freeing.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I would hear people say, well, the Catholic Church, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, no, you don't get to say that.
Yeah.
Because I still see, even from all the mass times that I'd be sitting, staring and counting the boards on the ceiling, but I could still see people in there with good, strong faith and what they were going through. And it didn't hurt that I had a great aunt who was and is still one of my heroes in my life, even though she's passed away, who was a Benedictine nun. So just those kind of influences.
So you did that until you went to the liberal arts college?
Yeah, so...
Because you were like, I'm going to seminary, I'm going to become a pastor, or what? Is that what you were planning to do?
What was interesting is I never thought I could be a pastor when I was in high school. Because, well, it's the Assembly of God. I'm not going to become a pastor for various reasons. But I thought that there was something. There was a call that was there. I was trying to figure out what it was, where it was going to go.
This was back in the
This was back in the 80s, yeah.
80s?
This is back in the 80s. Go back to the 80s. So, yeah.
So back in the 80s, would a woman have been allowed to be a pastor?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because, they've been progressive, like they've been moved that direction before a lot of churches, but
Yeah.
there was a time when,
It didn't feel like it
Yeah.
as a kid.
yeah.
It didn't feel like that was a path that was open.
But you were still, that's what you wanted.
I wanted to follow whatever God was calling me to do. It was
And
like,
you were
where are
already
we going to
trying
go?
to connect people.
Well, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so where did you go? What college did you go to?
I went to a small liberal arts college called Knox College in Galesburg, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, got involved with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, did theater, did
Heard of that.
math, all those kind of fun things.
Did you ever do any youth with a mission type stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Youth with a Mission. Oh, gosh.
Help clean some disaster up or?
Oh, yeah. Well, discipleship camp. You had to go to discipleship camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you get on a bus, you go out into the local community, knock on doors and say, hi, do you need anything done?
Oh, boy.
We're here.
Oh, boy.
We can help. Yeah.
Good hearts.
Yeah. In college, I met up with a group of folks who we all did a lot of stuff together. And then I ended up becoming a camp counselor within the United Methodist Church for a bike camp. We would go 500 miles. It was great fun. Or more,
Wow.
depending. We'd go somewhere from Illinois to somewhere else.
Wow.
A lot of conversations when you're riding a bicycle.
Okay, because I was going to ask, like, could have been motorcycles. I don't know.
And high school kids, it was 25 high school kids, 5
guess-
alleged adults. I was one of the
Yeah,
alleged
that
adults.
rules motorcycles out.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
scooters.
we were doing bicycles.
Oh, that is so cool and
and,
painful. I'm getting sore just thinking about it.
the logistics were amazing.
Yeah.
I was always impressed with the guys who put it together because we would go stay at a church that opened their doors to us in some small community, sleep in their gym or wherever, or sometimes people would just take us into their houses. And then we would get up and we'd ride to a lunch spot where we'd meet, where our sag wagon would come with sandwiches, and then we'd ride on to the next church in the next town. And it was these kids getting a chance to talk on bicycles or in the little spots that we stopped at. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So that's how I got first connected up with the United Methodist Church.
Okay.
All sorts of different paths in that adventure.
Just different connection points that steered you. How did you end up out here?
Job. Okay. Few pieces more that I probably should add to that.
Great.
So, was working for a credit union. Loved it because it was a safe space. When I graduated from school, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Went back to the place that I had gone to that I worked at as I went through school to help pay for some things. And we went through a computer conversion. So fun. Let's change everything. Let's learn how it worked and what people are actually trying to accomplish and figure out how to use a new tool.
Not Y2K.
No, before Y2K.
Okay.
Before Y2K.
Got it.
Yeah. Y2K, I was literally at work at midnight watching everything happen, making
my
sure that the
gosh.
software didn't blow up.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
You were one of the last line of defense.
I was,
The last line of
yeah,
defense.
sure. No, we were laughing so hard at that point because there was so much work that had gone on
Yeah.
that it just being a non-event was wonderful.
Yeah. But
So-
the world got scared.
Yeah, it did. And maybe there's some reasons it could have been if people hadn't done something about
I think probably for the same reason that people love watching zombie movies.
Oh, yeah, zombie movies.
Yeah. That's probably also why the intense fascination and phobia about Y2K. And also AI. It's all like, oh no.
It's out of our control.
We feel it. It makes you feel alive. It's like,
I'm alive, and something's out of my control, and I have to fight
oh,
it.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you purpose.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I could be reaching.
No, I think it's there.
Okay, if
Okay,
not,
but I'm going to go back to the
Oh, yeah.
moving out because
Smart.
there's another
So
piece
smart.
of that. Since we're just rambling
Yeah,
through
yeah,
that
yeah,
because
yeah.
there's a piece that we haven't really talked about
ooh,
Kate in this whole thing.
let's hear about this
And
piece.
it was a reminder to me in terms of age and those ages that we're talking about. Because one of the other reasons that I moved out and said, yep, I'm out of here. I'm going off to go work for this company that does software implementations for credit unions and financial institutions. And doesn't that sound like fun?
Thrilling.
Was also so that I could leave Illinois,
Yeah.
leave the relationship that was in,
Yeah.
And try and go be straight. Yeah.
Try and go be straight?
Yes.
You, from your own guilt?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can so relate. But oh my goodness, that's intense.
Yeah. How do you deal with this part of yourself that you are getting to know better, that you know that's part of you, that wait a minute, is that even okay to be a part of you? What are
No,
you
it's
doing with
not.
that? Yeah, right. But it is.
Drop everything. Burn the bridges. Get over there. Burn the boats. We got to figure this out.
Fly out to Oregon. Let's go. Because, of course.
Why? Why did it matter to you?
Why did it matter to me?
Why was that such a big deal?
Society has a way of saying, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
In all the time that I had spent, I mean, when I was in high school, I had somebody say to me, well, you're gay, right? And I went, what are you talking about? What do you mean? No, I'm not. No, they couldn't be. It took a while for me to come to that acceptance of that part of who I am because it was just something I never thought about. And then having thought about it, I was like, well, wait a minute, how does this fit with the rest of me? When I put all my labels next to each other, this one creates problems. This one
makes people stop.
Look
twice.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so there was this whole piece of, I'm going to do this. And I'll say, in my worldview, God just laughed, because no matter where you go, you can't get away from yourself. Right.
So true.
And so I come out to Oregon because that's so much more conservative than Wheaton, Illinois.
There may have been a part of you that wasn't looking for a change. I mean, a different change than you thought.
Right.
You were looking for freedom. It didn't. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So it wasn't like a guilt. Like, I'm imagining myself in that situation, and it's so easy, even though I haven't dealt with any, like, I'm not gay. I haven't dealt with any of the gay stuff, but I am sexual. And when you're in a completely asexual culture, it's just as bad to be a horny teenage boy. The thing that was driving me was the hordes of hell coming with their long claws for my soul.
Because in an asexual community environment, yeah, they would be. How dare you have those thoughts? Those are impure.
The fear for me was the same fear of the little child with the closet door.
Yeah.
That wasn't the same way for you. The fear for you was societal. At least that's what I'm hearing you say. It was society that was trying to shape that, trying to pound that into shape. And then you were like, and found Oregon.
Yeah, I ran to Oregon. Yeah. And ended up living with 2 gay men because, that's how it works. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Is it society? Was it, you said the child at the door.
No, I'm saying the fear for me sexually, like the fear of I have to change this, because I would go to incredible lengths. I was like starting to cut, like to be like, I have to somehow make up for these sins, because the closet door is creaking open and the long fingers are reaching out. That is what the religious fear was for me, of like, don't look at the girl in the bikini, because that is going to muddy that's going to muddy the thoughts, and it's going to quench the spirit. And then you're going to be separated from God.
And the big black claws and, sorry, tangent, going off there. Have you ever watched Critical Role?
Critical Role?
Okay, no.
Negative.
We'll come back to that another 20 times.
Great.
They have a part where somebody is possessed, and it's this big black demon person smoky thing that comes over the top, and I thought it was the most amazing, incredible visual, because you can see it sometimes with people.
It sounds terrifying. And why would I want to watch this horribly terrifying thing?
Oh, because it's actually hilariously funny.
Okay.
And
sounds good.
Based off Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
And
Critical Role.
Yeah, and it's
I just don't like.
It's an anime, and so
terrifying movies are not good for me.
Oh no, it's not a terrifying. It's just that particular thing, I think they visualized it very well in terms of that those black fingers going, no, you're going to do this. Yeah. No, for me, it was, this can't be who I am. This can't be who I am.
Like it's not cool enough?
It is not acceptable. This is not up to the expectations
Of
whoever it is that I'm supposed to be, which was me. It was me.
But what was it that would made you feel like that was not
That
the
was not
pattern?
acceptable.
That was not an acceptable pattern.
That was not acceptable.
Why
pattern.
was that not an acceptable pattern?
Oh, it's not an acceptable pattern from 1980s.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Because society.
Yeah, very much society.
Okay. I thought you were still up in the air about that. I thought you were still thinking about that. Okay.
Yeah, no, very much a matter of society. 1980s, there are no role models. You had, I think somebody called it. It was
80s
like
80s would be tough.
The rumors of Jodie Foster, I think, was what we had to go by.
And I just watched a clip on some feed somewhere of a interview of two famous people. I guess I don't know who they were, or whatever, but it was like from the 80s, and they were obviously gay. And they were sitting there like laughing and giggling and like beating around the bush. And you could tell they wanted to say it, but they just couldn't. And the hosts were like kind of alluding to it because it's so tantalizing and whatever. And it's like this whole game. But just to see that, to know that there's real people that are squirming under this light right here.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's all a big joke because that's the most you could do.
Because that's as far as you're going to say these things. Yeah.
Because they were like, I think it's time we just come out and say that you fucked Brad or whatever. And then joking about that, but it wasn't as good as me, or just, it was all a joke. And I'm just like, I felt like I could see the pain in there anyway. Yeah. Anyway, it's just interesting because I just watched that this morning. It's
timing.
Yeah.
Timing, amazing things.
What do they call it? Synchronicity.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And I could be totally wrong.
But no, I'm going to come back to that. You were talking about being a sexual being, being a boy, which, okay, there's all sorts of things that go on there.
A little bit.
I can't even imagine. I'm just going to grin and nod.
But we all have hormones. I mean,
we all have hormones. Yeah. That's another one of those chemical things we got. Once I actually got myself very comfortable within the gay and lesbian community and going through that, a lot of times the thing you talk about, the way you break the ice in terms of finding out about somebody was to tell your coming out story. That point where you talk about how did it be to come out. And I thought a little bit in terms of you and your world, that you too have a coming out story.
I mean, which one? Spiritually, sexually.
All of the above, right?
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm fascinated, and now I'm all over the place, but I'm fascinated with you saying about 12 years ago, you said, I'm not a Christian. And how did you come to that? And are you still, and I hear you saying, maybe I'm not still there. Maybe? I don't know.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not either. What exactly are you asking?
I'm asking multiple questions at the same time.
Yeah, I got to figure out where to go.
I'm asking about those pivotal moments where you're coming out to yourself, coming out to God.
How did I come to realize that I'm not a Christian, at any rate?
How did you come to realize you're not a Christian, or then decide maybe you are?
So I think the short story is that I've always been a salesperson. I've always been a people person. So everyone that comes to the door is invited in, and we have whatever conversation they want to have until they're done. Most of the time that means Jehovah's Witness or LDS, Mormons. And so basically it comes down to LDS because that's who most of the time I'm going to be talking to. And I had so many conversations with them about the Bible and about Christianity and about, they want me to see it their way. And the truth is, I wanted them to see it my way. I wanted everyone to see it my way. I enjoyed the conversation for the conversation's sake, though. That's why I kept having them. But then I realized that the conversation always came to the same place. They would say, if you just believe, really truly believe, and have an open heart, it's going to show you the truth, and you're going to feel it in your burning in your bosom. And then I would say, you got to be able to show it to me. It's like a book, chapter, verse thing. Like, That's my frame of reference. That's my safety, and it's not in here. And they're like, well, you just have to ask with an open heart, and you'll understand, and you'll see it. And that's where the conversations came to every time. So I just realized that these people are just as sure that they're right as I am that I am, and they've had just as much intensity. They've had just as much confusion. They've had just as much sorrow and difficulty, and they're just the same person as me. What gives me the right to be right? I was raised steeped in few are the way. Narrow is the way that leads to salvation, and few there be that find it. Broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be that... Anyway. What actually, though, gives the few the right to be the few? Like, who decides who the few are? So that was the rabbit trail I started going down. And I think that I had to get to the point where I was able to let go of my need to hold that this is the truth. Because that was my only safety, adrift in the tsunami, as the speck in the tsunami. Because I was taught I had to know who I was, and that you can't know who you are. And like, you're caught in such a conundrum. Because you have to be this, and then, like you say, Paul, and I'm not doing this eloquently because my feelings are a jumble there. But but when I finally was able to say, okay, I've said 500,000 times what gives me the right to be right above these people, and finally my subconscious said, oh, nothing. Then I was able to start saying, okay, well, how do I know? What questions do I know, and what questions? How do you even start asking that question? Like, so where is the untruth and truth, and how do I know?
The rug got pulled out.
And then I had to come to the point where I said no to everything. First, ideologically, only very recently, interpersonal relationshiply. The final step, in the out of codependence journey that we all have to do. I think, because it makes me feel better about myself if everybody else has to do it too.
Everybody's on a journey.
Yeah, that's true. But so then I just said, great. And then it was so simple for me, because at that point, once I had let go of that and I faced going to hell, because to even question it, you're doomed. You're going to hell. And then, my intrusive thoughts immediately were like, okay, so what does that mean? Like, are we going to blaspheme the Holy Spirit? Are we going to... There's supposedly only one unforgivable sin, the blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, where that something is the Holy Spirit and you call it Satan or whatever. But so my intrusive thoughts went there, but I was like, no, why would I want to do that? Like, I don't have any disrespect for it. Like, I never connected my trauma with the religion. I guess it's all people. Interesting. So I guess it was like a domino effect, and everything started to move fast after that. And then once I got serious about that, then I realized that I have to reset everybody's expectations of me right now by telling them I'm not a Christian, because this is going to get too messy with my family, especially. I know how my family views it, and the Bible, as they read it, tells them that if somebody calls themselves a Christian and does this and this and this and this, certain types of behaviors and sins, including sexual, you're not allowed to eat with them. You're not allowed to fellowship with them, not even eat. So I didn't know how anyone was going to react, and it was all terrifying, and I'm probably going to go to hell, and everyone's going to whatever, but at least I can make it easy in this one way. If this can do some little bit of good, I'm not a Christian.
Black, white, turn the switch. Here we go.
Now, hear this. New proclamation. Michael is no longer a Christian. The end. Immediately knew that wasn't true either. I don't know why.
Back to that definition of what does that really mean?
I understand it better now, because emotion, like, I think that I'm made out of emotions. Like that's the frame that I look at. Everything is emotions. Comes from emotions and goes back to emotions. Everything.
I know that's your frame. I hear that frame and I'm like, emotions are fascinating to me. And like I mentioned, I loved the idea of being able to go someplace where I could have them and express them.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions are 90 seconds to tell me something.
90 seconds. What?
To me, they're not the foundation. So there's a place where we have a different adventure going on. But
now that you say that, I'm starting to think about what is my definition of emotion.
oh,
The emotion that says the anger, like emotion like that. That's not what I'm talking about. Like those are it's a level below that, or a level or whatever. You know,
joy, sadness, fear, anger.
They come from somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that when I say emotion, humans are made out of emotions. I think emotions. Wow, I'm gonna have to really think about this because this is breaking my brain. But emotions are the manifestation of whatever the energy is that makes us. I'm gonna have to think about it. This is. I haven't thought about it from this angle before. But humans are not made like that. Sounds really animalistic. Like just raw emotions. All we are is emotion, and that's not at all what I mean by that. So that's interesting.
There's something
I'm gonna
deeper.
have to do some thinking about that.
Digging
to clarify
into
it.
that. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I don't know.
I look forward to hearing more about this.
Yeah.
I do.
It's such a jumbled mess right now in my brain. Like you broke open the thing that I have to I have to sit with it for a while to even make sense of it. But that's what language does.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm a different person than like, I feel like I've gone through a actual reincarnation. And the thing is that I say things, I speak in hyperbole.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I'm hearing, and you were born again. Yeah.
I've been baptized 3 times.
Yeah. It's in a
I see what you're saying.
in a different way, right?
Yeah,
it's that
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing, but it's always we begin again. And that's one of my things I love.
But there was a point, basically, when
Yeah.
we moved to the forge here. That was like the point, like that
was a reincarnation moment.
It was, I mean, because there is no moment of it, but that was in the middle of the transition. Where before that, I don't even recognize that person, and I have a lot of empathy for him. I can see the world the way he saw it and remember what everything felt like, but I'm not him. There's just not even. There's just it's laughable to imagine being that person. Just because it's so foreign, it's so different. And yet, it's the same person. I'm the same person, and I have the same favorite joke, and it's just such a weird place to sit in when I look at it.
And that person that you're talking about is the person before you moved here, or the person?
Correct. The person that moved here.
The person who moved here.
Yes. It's somewhere around there is where the scene faded. There was a fade out from one to the next, and I don't know when exactly, but...
Because you've got all these all these different moments of I'm not this, I'm this. Wait, here's this. I'm going to go shift here. Yeah.
What about this box? What about this box? What about this box? Oh, gloves.
Hitting things again.
Good. Maybe there's a box under that.
It might be. And then you go into the whole idea of what the boxes are, but nobody fits into any box, right? We all have to have our various labels of, across the top.
Do we?
We have different labels so we can communicate something to other people, though we probably will never.
We're afraid that if we don't have labels, we're not going to be able to communicate.
Well, it is called language, right? That's the point.
True.
Even though we have, Monica and I we're joking around about that idea, right? That things have different ways of saying things.
Mm-hmm.
We had a dog who was a rescue dog. And if you said come to him, he would just look at you like you were the most evil thing or turn around and run. So we had to learn how to say here. And then
an association with the word.
It was association with the word. And that idea of the words and how words can have those triggers and those moments. And where I can say, back to why I was asking you about when you ask me this, what are you asking me really? I'm answering the question that's in my head. When you ask me, are you a Christian? And I'm like, yes. I'm answering the question in my head. But people have different meanings and triggers and thoughts and history and drippiness off of words. We have the conflict of how do we have a common language to be able to even have these conversations and still allow everyone to have their own ability to have their own experience and moment and peace.
And have what have you found to be the answer to that?
It's just a continuous conversation. The latest thing I'm playing with these days is something as silly as you can imagine from something I saw on The Voice. 2 people yell out a word, and then they go, okay, I heard what you said. I heard what I said. So now I'm going to yell out another word, and we're going to see how close we can get in terms of coming together for a word.
Sounds like a game they play constantly here. Mind meld.
Mind meld? Is that what it is? Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm hearing you describe.
All I know is I saw it for the first time with just two people yelling out two words and then trying to figure out how to get to that point. And I think that's so much of what we do every day. It's like, I'm going to spout my opinion. You're going to spout your opinion. And now we're going to go, well, wait a minute. What if that touches each other? And are the words, do they actually make sense? And can you have that conversation? And where it gets scary is when people say, this is my opinion, and I'm right, and I'm done. And there's no conversation that goes from that, even though they don't even know what the words are they're saying. Did I just ramble off into another space?
No. You just hit the fulcrum for all of human suffering. Yeah, according to Joseph Adler.
Oh, okay.
Interpersonal relationship.
Personal relationship.
All of human suffering is interpersonal relationship caused by interpersonal relationships.
That sounds very much like Nietzsche
Interpersonal
as
relationship
well.
dynamics. Yeah.
How is other people?
I don't know. Yeah. I just read the content and I don't remember who, what, when, where. Except for someone like Joseph Adler, because just his ideas are so, his language fits the shape of my emotions or whatever the subconscious movement that I'm talking about when I say emotions is really well.
Joseph Adler.
That's the book, The Courage to Be Disliked.
Everyone
should read it. And many people would hate it, so everyone shouldn't read it.
Maybe it's enough to give it an emotion to have something to go back and be able to say, this is what I actually believe.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll definitely stir emotions, whether good or bad. It will stir emotions. You will have a reaction to that book. I guarantee it. But I'm trying to go back to what you were saying about words, because I felt like you really nutshelled the problem with communication.
The whole bit of saying that I'm right, even though I don't even know what the words are that I'm saying.
It was your analogy of mind meld.
Oh, the mind meld, the jumping back and forth.
The problem is that communication is free association.
Yeah.
If you can remember that, we're all just free associating.
Mm-hmm.
My free association comes from a whole different line of free associations, because that's all we do anyway, than that person's. So it's going to be different. Because you start out with, both people say a word to start. Mm-hmm. Random word. For instance.
Oh, you want to just
on
say,
3.
We're going to just randomly say a word?
Why not?
Oh, yeah. Okay. This will be fun.
1, 2, 3.
Tuna
wood.
fish.
So you said tuna fish and I said wood.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to try to think of something that tuna fish, obviously tuna fish makes you think of, and hope that I say the same word you say.
And I'm going to be thinking about the fact that you just said wood, and the fact that you just heard me say tuna fish.
Oh my gosh.
And so now, what word do we
Now you just entered a mental maze.
Yeah.
It's like from Princess Bride with the iocane powder.
I know that you know that I know
that you put the wine in front of me, and why would I drink that wine?
Yeah, because you know that I'm from wherever I'm from, and that we are notorious Sicilians, and I'm notorious liars. So we know that this and yeah. Now the iocane powder.
When I say wood, oh no, it doesn't work on the first one. Okay, you said tuna fish, I said wood. Okay, let me think. I want to go one more step with this.
Well, the problem comes when you say wood, I say tuna fish.
Now let's see what we say next.
You know that wood is right. Wood is the word.
Wood is the only word. You should have been able to guess that word.
You should have been able to guess that word because obviously know wood is wood. Wood is the right thing. Wood is the only thing.
Let's do the next one though, because this is actually an interesting one. Wood and tuna fish. I got to think about this for a second.
Okay. How do you go with wood and tuna fish?
Got it.
Now it's got to be one word though, right?
Mm-hmm. It's obvious. What's taking you so long?
Wow. Okay. Sure. Ready?
No, do you have a word?
I have a word. I don't like
Sweet.
it. I don't, but it's the one
But
that's in my head.
Isn't this the way real life works?
Right. Exactly. How do
Okay,
I?
hold on. Let me remember mine. Okay, I got it.
1, 2, 3. Rod.
Boat.
Okay. Now we came
Everything
closer.
is fine till this point.
Oh, yeah.
The humans are doing just fine right up till right now.
Oh, yeah.
That you would even think of rod. Did you say rod?
I did.
Like fishing pole?
Like a fishing pole. Yeah.
It's a little bit appropriate to this conversation that when I think of the word rod, I think of something, a device designed to deliver pain to somebody who has been naughty, and not in the good way.
Oh, yeah.
Although that maybe that connotation is starting to shift in my mind to the good way, but we'll see.
We both had an understanding of what wood and tuna fish was,
Yep.
but now we've brought new words into it.
And every time the next word enters the conversation, there is a whole world of mental maze that happens.
Because are you just working now off of these two words of rod and boat? Or are you going, wait, now I've got to hold this whole thing around what that word even means? And then the past of the wood and the tuna fish and how far away we were coming from each other. Yeah.
And I'm thinking in a completely different way.
Oh.
Completely different way. I don't know what.
And we just keep having the conversation. Because
I'm like, how can I pick a word that... No, I don't even know.
Yeah, no,
But I'm bound to be thinking about it differently than you are.
Right. Because we're different people. And you will have those people, right, who are like, you're playing a game where everybody wins or everybody loses, and they're like, I'm going to lose as fast as I can because I don't want to play.
Avoidant.
You said rod, and I said, but well, I'm gonna.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What time?
I'm gonna say Spartan because that's gonna obviously has everything to do with wood and rod and tuna fish.
In the game of mind meld, you're not ever going to assume that the person is trying to be a dick to you.
Oh, that's a good thing to do.
If you do assume that the person's trying to be a dick, you're not going to want to play with them. For instance, we have some middle school boys and high school boys that are ex-middle school boys who like to be buffoons when they play. And so you're never going to figure out which word they're guessing. And it's just going to be this endless goose chase. That's frustrating. And then you just kind of don't talk to them.
Yeah, you just stop. You say, okay, never mind. We're not ever going to get into a conversation.
But that's rare. If someone's playing the game, usually they want to play the game. If someone's communicating, they want to communicate usually. And so you can assume that they're not trying to be dick with you. They're not trying to be an asshole. And so if you feel like they're trying to be an asshole, if you feel like there is something innately harmful in what they're saying, then you need to check your premise. Because that's a paradox. That is a, what's the word? It's not a paradox. That is not the word I intended to use. What's the word for something that cannot be both at the same time?
An oxymoron? No, that's not. No,
that's
no.
Not a conflict.
No, it's
If you think that you see a contradiction.
A contradiction. There we go.
There's no contradiction there. That is such a hard. That is why humans can't fucking communicate. It's because we think that the thing we're feeling is coming from the person that's talking to us. But it's never, ever, 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 ever.
No, because the news of your well-being comes from inside.
That's all.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the person talking to you. All that, the reason that you feel it because of what they're saying is because there's something inside you that is resonating off of what that person is saying, bringing up wounds that want to be looked at. They're children that have been left out in the dark for too long. And those wounds are saying the pain is there because your body system, your emotional system is saying, please look at me. I need to heal. That person is just a mirror. They're actually doing you a favor. If you get upset, anyway, I love talking about this.
Oh, yeah. It's a fun one to go down.
Problem.
I wholeheartedly believe that you get people brought into your life for the very purpose of going, yeah, so are you going to deal with this now? Are you going to look at this now? Are you going to take this moment? There you go. Has nothing to do with them.
And there's a reason that they keep coming. There's a reason you keep getting triggered, man.
Here you go. What are you going to do with that?
And you're going to keep going through that rut until you learn the lesson. And then
you get to the next one. because everything's a learning experience.
And that trigger means that you care deeply.
Mm.
And that is a good thing. Just look at where the pain is, not where the pain is pointing. That's your brain. I don't know why I'm talking about it like this. Like it's like one of the horses that got turned loose in the field at the end of the day. And this is such an interesting topic. And I haven't dove into it in this paradigm before.
Well, I got to tell you that I'm just having way too much fun diving into these things.
Be careful, because you may have found another addiction.
Oh, it's very possible.
There is no backing out for me. This is too valuable.
Dove deep.
Yeah. If somebody asked me what my mission in life is, that's as good as anything I could come up with, is just helping the world communicate by learning to communicate myself.
It's a pretty good mission.
I can understand why that would be my mission, because communication has been such a motherfucker for me my whole life. Turns out.
Oh.
Well.
No.
So I don't know if we ever got, I'm still curious about, you getting here, and kind of actually mostly what I'm curious about is what are all your connections and tie-ins, and who are you right now? But
all the connections and tie-ins and where you go from there in terms of landing in Oregon, traveling around, ending up getting married to a beautiful woman,
she's
going
cute,
going to seminary. After that fact, thinking that I was going to get back involved in becoming a pastor in the United Methodist Church. Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay, we'll try and figure that out. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, okay, we'll figure this out. We'll figure out where we're at. The us and them, everybody wants an us and them.
Yes.
Silly story. When I was a math theater major back in the old days, long time ago, both of those things.
Oh, okay.
I was a math and I was a theater major. And so many people always ask me, why theater? And what are you doing there?
Why not?
And my cousin, who was a dancer, said to me, why math? Because there was both sides of that. Why would you do that?
That's what I would say.
Yeah. And
math.
So, math. Why would you go there?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, but there's so much fun there in terms of patterns and
I'm sorry. I think pieces. My ears are going out.
But yeah, it's the us and them comes around in all different ways.
It does.
Yeah.
It's a very human thing.
Yeah. I'm still working on it, but I think I've come to the realization that I just get to go around and find us's and them's and go, you guys actually have more in common than you realize.
Now I understand why I like you so much.
Because of the us's and the them's?
Because that's also what I like to do.
Yeah.
Because that's what the world needs, from my point of view and from your point of view.
Yeah. How do we find the bridges?
Yes, we make them. I mean, they're already there, but...
Yeah. How do we find the commonalities? How do we find the touch points?
How do you? What are you doing to make those bridges, to make those connections, to bring them and us together?
Hearing people's stories, which you do in such an interesting way. I do in places I land.
The same way today.
The same way today, yes. But yeah, it's just hearing people's journeys and going, oh, okay. Hey, you're interested in therapy. Hey, I happen to know this person over here who is willing to help people start doing that. So let me get you two connected and let you guys have that conversation. Just those kind of moments. And then other moments of going, wait, do you understand the language that you're saying is very exclusive to people who will say that they are into inclusivity? And just having that, I will play a devil's advocate at times to just go, wait a minute. Hey, come back to this spot. I don't know why I do. I just do these little pieces here and there. Try and find ways to connect people and talk to people. And realize that every human being has a huge, huge heart with a lot of dignity. Even people that you think, oh, there's just no way. There's something there that just needs to figure out whether or not you can play mind meld with them or not.
How do you figure that out? Just say, am I having fun? Could it be that easy?
Maybe.
Boy, wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice.
I think it might be that easy.
Yeah.
I'm I'm experimenting with it.
Yeah.
Pisses a lot of people off too.
It's when you can say to somebody, hey, I don't agree with you. Right? Here's an area where I don't agree with you. And they can come back and go, oh, let me think about that. As opposed to, well, then go away. You can't be part of the tribe. You don't agree.
And they come back and say, I didn't want to anyway.
Right.
Because you're wrong.
Because you're wrong. Because you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. I don't know. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it all starts with and ends with what I said. Whatever I said sets the stage for what you're going to say. And then your reality starts and ends with what you say. And now we're getting really abstract.
Now we're really going into these.
But it's
circles.
just as true.
Because you've got what is it? The Mandelbrot, the whole thing where it's everything is the same thing inside of itself forever and ever that way and forever and forever out.
There's a name for that. The thing that comes to my mind is as above, so below, as within, so without, which are, feelings loaded words for some circles. But to me, it's a concept that's common with any religion or any human thought construct that I've come across.
We're humans. We've gone through this process. God's been trying to show who God is to us in multiple ways with different languages based off of who we are, which sounds very universal Unitarian for me, which is not really where I land.
Do you go to church still?
No. Yes. Sort of.
Is church part of what you're talking about in the ways you try to connect in the community? Are there like community things that you do specifically for this?
No. I am an every person. That's the best way I know how to put that for me.
Person.
I'm an every person. I've ended up at gatherings for political things, where I'm just like, how did I end up here? I just happened to be sitting somewhere talking with someone at a picnic table, yammer. The next thing I know, I'm invited to something where I show up and I look around and there's a person saying, well, I work with this organization, I work with this organization, I work with this organization. And I'm the person sitting there going, I'm the person off the street.
Which sometimes is the only person that can be heard.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes.
Well, when you're too close to an issue, then you can't hear the other people that are too close to the issue. It's not possible.
Because you already know what the answer is to the issue and you can't hear that there's anything from the other side or any other perspective of it.
Everybody forgot that they were playing mind meld.
Right.
And we're all looking at something real and we're not looking at different things.
No.
But we are seeing it differently.
Oh, yeah. We all have our lenses and our perspectives.
And no one is wrong.
Yes. And no.
Well, then no means everyone is wrong.
Yes.
And no one is wrong.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
We agree.
Because there is a truth that is an underlying.
Wait, are you sure you want to go down this rabbit trail? Let's save the truth rabbit.
We could stay.
No, I want to do an entire one that's just truth.
Just on truth.
Just on truth. Well, we start with truth, whatever. But I was just saying that topic could end up rabbit trailing and being an entire episode.
Fantastic.
Sure.
It's too broad to hit.
Yeah.
By the way.
It's huge.
Yeah. What do you want to be doing? Are you doing what you want to be doing? Really, if you could just do anything, if money wasn't a limitation, time wasn't a limitation, and you're just like, here I am, here I find myself now. What do you want to be doing?
It changes on a regular basis, right? So it's an interesting thing. You say that. So if there weren't any obstacles, okay, right? So again,
gag me with a fork.
Like
there's always
an obstacle.
Yeah.
And so many of them are inside our heads.
Yeah. So many? How many? 100.
A lot of
all of them.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It becomes not an obstacle if you decide it's not an obstacle.
And is it
fighting words? Lots of fighting words.
Well, and is an obstacle something to overcome, or is it just simply a gentle nudge to send you down a different path? Oh, yeah, that's another conversation.
Or is it just scenery?
Oh, it could be.
Because the brain makes it, the emotions make it whatever it is.
Yeah. I might disagree with you. Oh, wait, we did that part. Yeah.
Oh, no, we haven't done it yet. Yeah. It's come up. It'll keep coming up until we figure out language around it.
We're trying to figure out how to say what that actually is underneath there. Yeah.
Well, I'm like a little baby that just learned how to talk. Now I have to figure out what talking is and all the other intricacies probably for the rest of my life. I can tell you the formula for learning how to talk.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's really easy. You already know what it is. Shh. That's it. That was my mantra for months. I've had stages of mantras. I'd like to gather them sometime, but one mantra I had, all I would say to myself every time I felt bad or whatever was, shh, gentle. Shh, gentle. Stop talking. Go gently. Then when I found that transformation, I was well on my way to learning how to talk.
If you can take that moment.
Shh. Yep. That's the recipe. Anyone that wants to learn how to talk, if you feel like everyone misunderstands you and doesn't get you, shut the fuck up. That's your only problem.
Yeah. That whole piece of just continuously trying to add one more piece of word and explain it just a little bit more. And could you please just understand this? And let me just explain, but just adding more pieces, right? Mm-hmm. Adding more pieces and more pieces. And
if I say it just the right way, then they're going to be able to get it.
I'm going to go through this. I'm going to give you all the detail, because if I give you all the detail, then there's no way that you can see it differently than I do. I just have to give you all of the detail, and it doesn't. It doesn't work.
Mind meld,
yeah,
man.
Back to mind meld.
Yeah. So, what do you want? What was your answer? What answer can I divine from that?
Yeah. So you asked me that question of what I want to do. What do I want to do? And then I just simply redirected us to some other place, because I don't know. I want to keep diving into interesting things. Continue to have interesting conversations. I want to not neglect any part of myself. And I would say thank you to you, because I think that in the past short period of time that we've had our few conversations, there are some parts of myself that have been allowed to come back out.
Take a breath. Allowed to breathe.
Allowed to breathe. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Pulling some books off the shelves and
just
going,
in the context of this conversation, I feel like there's parts of myself that are breathing, that because you don't know until you feel it.
Yeah.
It's like in hot yoga. That's what we're doing now, me and Angela. And once I get through a layer of muscles and sinews and bone, whatever the heck is going on, relax, get it to release, get it to hold that position. Oh, I can feel that. Oh my gosh. I need wait, I can move that muscle like that. What? And then, oh, okay, I got it. And then all of a sudden there's the next layer, and they're just like, hello, I'm here. And I'm like, who are you? Holy crap. I can stretch that. I can breathe with only my diaphragm. I have never felt my diaphragm before in my life. And now I can actually do my breathing simply with my diaphragm. Like, what the heck? That's just an example that popped into my head because I'm excited about it.
And just being able to see that part of it. And yeah.
That came from reading the book Breath.
Breath.
Life-changing if you like your lungs.
Interesting.
If you're a creature with lungs, read the book Breath.
Okay.
Changes everything. What do you think the most important thing to say is?
The most important thing to say?
For you.
For me.
What is the most important thing to say for you?
To who?
To the world.
To whom? To who?
To people, to humans.
To human beings. To human beings?
Well, not to aliens.
Well, okay. So to anyone that would be listening to something that I had to say.
You know what? To any conscious beings. How about that?
Any conscious being.
Because this is going to get uploaded to the interwebs. And
sure. Yeah.
Who knows what alien race is going to pick up these waves.
Yeah. And pick it up and go, oh, that's very interesting. These are people we want to talk to.
And these are just all vibrations. And with quantum whatever stuff and paired quark or whatever, paired photons, there could be a whole alien race on the other side of the universe that's listening to the conversation in real time.
It's possible.
Maybe. It's fun to think about.
It's a
strange. They are so bored.
They're like going, okay, this is not what we expected.
No, they're like, wait a minute. Are they actually starting to get it?
It's about time.
All right, get the spaceships ready.
Okay, we can go visit them now.
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Got a little accent going on.
Oh,
I'm liking this.
yeah.
Why haven't you been talking with this accent the whole time?
Oh, no. We don't want to go down the accent road.
Oh, we do so badly. We at least want to know what you would say.
Catherine Stewart tell you that you all should be listening carefully. Yeah, see, that Scottish one's a bit hard for you, aren't it?
That is fantastic. These are your final words, by the way.
These are my final words?
Yeah.
My final words.
Because wouldn't your final words want to be the most important words that you could say?
Listen, love, live.
I'm picturing them on the side of a building.
Right? And so then you go to the next part of it and you say, and everyone has a commonality. Play mind meld. Because otherwise, the listen, love, live, whatever thing just sounds like something you would have on a little board. Kind of boring. That's a boring one. But
You're the most important thing that you feel like you could say is play mind meld.
I actually, yes, I think so. Play mind meld.
That's fantastic. That feels incredibly important. Okay. What are you most afraid of?
What am I most afraid of?
What comes from your gut, the deep down feeling?
The thing I am most afraid of, and I will still trying to figure it out in terms of what to do about it, is that I will have lived without living. So back to the zombie apocalypse, but yes, I am most afraid that I will have lived without living.
Oh, now I wish I would have asked my other question earlier about what you want to do. Do you feel like you're doing it?
No.
Oh, really? Well, why not?
My own choices.
Okay, so what does it look like when you're doing what you want to be doing? What does it look like in your little fantasy brain right now?
In my little fantasy brain right now, what does it look like?
You're doing the thing you want to be doing. And it can make no sense. That's fine.
What does it mean to be living? When I say I don't want to live without living. I don't want to have lived without living. So
okay, what does that mean?
So I want to live. Then we get in that definition. We have to tear that apart and go, what that means is input, tons of input. I want input. I want to be able to process input. I want to interact with other human beings. You want to
experience more.
I want to experience more. I want to...
Like what? What are you doing? Like, just imagine yourself in a movie doing, like, the movie that is the fantastical life of Kate. Describe what it looks like. What are you doing? Are you living in a city with bubble cars that go blah, 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 blah?
No, which is interesting.
The environment is perfectly clean and everybody's like, oh, hi.
A whole lot of things in terms of having experiences and things like that. But if I were to tell you I would see living in an Oregon-like environment. I mean, it'd be a lot of trees and green,
good.
Sitting on a nice mountaintop, having a good time there.
But you can be on a mountaintop anytime you want here.
Well, yeah, I mean, ish kind of go that.
Are you saying living there? You want to be living there?
Live, you know.
Okay, so you want to be, but can you experience more? I guess you can, maybe. I don't know. Okay, go on.
But there's also that whole interaction with other people. It's a conundrum in terms of the interaction with people, and the play that goes on. The finding the tribes, right? There's a finding the tribes, the being able to be in the various ones, and then realizing that all the tribes can get along and we could all be different parts of tribes.
But first you have to find the people that you can trust to see the pieces that you can't see.
Yes.
How do you find that? On a mountaintop. Well, because the mountaintop has called me too.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Oh.
But how do you find that way of being able to find the people who can see the pieces that you can't see and trust them enough to hear what they have to say so that you are going to listen to them and they're going to listen to you so your pieces can come together and you aren't forcing them because they don't actually fit, because they actually are giving you a piece that belongs on the other side of the puzzle?
Yes.
Yeah. All those are really good questions.
Why?
Why are they good questions?
No.
Why?
Why is it so difficult? Why is it so confusing? Because we're human. Do you have any answers for how you do that?
I don't have answers.
Maybe
I have lots of questions.
Should we start with maybe playing mind meld?
Oh, I like that. Yeah. We could play mind meld to find out whether or not the pieces actually fit.
No piece is going to fit with any other piece unless it's turned just the right way.
That's also true.
So that a piece isn't fitting doesn't mean it's not the right piece. It just means that you're telling yourself a story that makes it feel like everything is going wrong because this puzzle piece is not fitting. It's not supposed to. Just relax. Maybe that's the puzzle piece. That's the extra one for when another puzzle piece gets lost. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, oh, that makes sense.
Maybe that's the puzzle piece that fits together in such a way because there's 4 other pieces that are in between.
That puzzle piece is waiting until all these other pieces are ready.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring everybody
together. Comes together.
That thing you've been so mad at for so long is the thing that is going to bring about the transformation that you're looking for. It's just not time yet.
Just not time.
That person that makes you so mad every time they open their damn mouth is the person that is going to give you the language that brings you to the place in your mind that you're looking for.
Yeah, I can
it's just not time yet.
Yeah, it's just not time yet.
I hope this isn't our last conversation. Wow, that was not in any way expressive of the feeling I was feeling. The feeling I'm feeling is I'm looking forward to hopefully having many conversations with you. I could chase down rabbit trails at every juncture of this conversation.
There are so many rabbit trails. There are so many different pieces.
And I want to explore all these things because I want to find out how I feel about them.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you and I have very aligned goals in building community and the way that community is built in basically saying you're not as different as you think you are. Let's do something with that.
How do you create a container for that? And what is, because I struggle a little bit with intentional community building. I do. I have a hard time with intentional community building.
Because what does that mean to you? What does that look like in your belief system? We are all thinking you got to become too much of a hippie and lose too much autonomy.
Or you have a whole lot of organizational structure that's being put in place that doesn't allow for free-form creative nature of a person and already defines who is in and out.
What if you built community around the game Mind Meld?
Ooh.
Community means something very specific and deeply rooted in ego to most people in the Western culture. For one reason or another. Everybody has a sense of what community, cult, culture, what are other words? Pick any word you want. Church, group,
organization.
Just like everything is.
Extended family, chosen family, community.
What if all of those impressions about what that means is dead wrong? Dead wrong. What if community is just playing mind meld? Like, as I'm talking to more and more local people, having these conversations with, let me think, what would be a good example? Oh, like Kate, for instance. This is the envelope, and we're doing it. This is going to generate conversation in the community around us. Just will, because somebody's going to be interested, and it's going to resonate with somebody at where they're at in their journey. And that's one of the many reasons that I'm having these conversations. And you are the community around me that I don't know. And I feel like I'm surrounded by so many different types of communities that want to be open, that are some level of open. And everyone's just trying to learn how to communicate. And I kind of have a self-creating mission to help the world learn to communicate because that's what I need. And so we have a hell of a opportunity just to have any conversations we want to have at any time. And I will platform and host. I just want to have every conversation. And I know that this community is full of people who are curious and honest. That's really all I care about, curious and honest, because we're all looking at the same thing. That's why I was most excited to have this conversation with you, because I feel like you see the world the same way.
There's so many different types of perspectives.
Almost exactly as many as there are humans. Wait a minute. Way more. Interesting.
Well, thank you for this conversation.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Welcome.
A lot of love and deep thanks to Buddy Anderson for his original music and audio engineering. This podcast sounds the way that it does because of his heart and the way that he listens. Explore his sound at From Another Mista on Spotify. Well worth the listen. And to Angela Cook, our producer, thanks for holding the vision, weaving the threads, and helping every episode land with clarity and care. To every one of you who's subscribed, listened, shared, or just felt something along the way, thank you. You're part of this too. Your attention is sacred. I don't take it lightly. You're welcome. Stay curious. I'll see you next time.